Today I'm going to discuss how Uber's algorithm works and why I think the methods used will one day be considered illegal. Because using an AI algorithm on a platform is a fairly new concept. Uber has decided to take advantage by literally robbing the poor, squeezing out every penny from our pockets, then taking no actual responsibility because they can just throw up their hands and say, that's how the algorithm works, without any further explanation. So, how does the algorithm work? I will explain. First thing you should know is how they use multiple algorithms on different drivers. It's mostly based on how experienced or new the driver is. Because a new driver hasn't figured out all the ins and outs of how to maximize their earnings, Uber places them on an algorithm where most pickups are very close to the driver. Everything's half a mile away, 1 mile away, whereas an experienced driver, they will put them on an algorithm where most trips are a minimum distance. For example, certain days I drive, they won't give me any trips that are within 3.2 miles. And it's a lot of them are around 3.2 to 4 that I'll accept, and I'll send a lot that are between 5 and 15. That way, I could waste my time for 10 to 15 minutes driving for free to the pickup location. What this does is keep the more experienced drivers occupied, right? The next important thing to know about their algorithm is how the core programming was built to literally minimize the driver's pay while maximizing their pay. The CEOs pay money to their investors. So, if a customer pays $10 on an Uber trip, the driver will usually get between $3 and $4, while they keep 6 or 7 for themselves. Which is crazy when you think about the fact there are roughly 3.9 million drivers and only 28,000 employees. And they're taking that much. I can't even, the number's unfathomable to me. If you ever try to look into statistics, everything is very hidden from the public and the driver. They don't want you to know what's going on, how many trips are in a night in a certain area. They don't want you to know anything. Their lack of transparency is a dead giveaway on their manipulative techniques. For example, while a driver is on a trip going from point A to point B, the driver is unable to see the surges. This way, Uber can meticulously plan to send the driver the trip at the moment most profitable for them and least profitable for the driver. That's why it's fairly common for me to get paid $3.12 on a trip that the customer paid $25 for. That's how they avoid paying the driver the surge that they get all of it now. It's just insane to me. The last thing I'd like to explain is how they scam their drivers out of pro status through their algorithm. To earn pro status, you must have an acceptance rate of 85% or above. So they use that against the driver by any means possible. How do they do that? Well, let me explain. Let's say I start my 8-hour day. And in the first 7 hours, I accept 20 out of 20 trips they send me. All the trips are, 3 miles away, 2, 4 miles away. This is a problem for them because if I maintain that pro status through the quarter, I get a bonus of around $500. I also get VIP support. I get discounts. I get free ASU online courses. I get all kinds of cool stuff. So what the algorithm will do is they'll send the driver, or me, trips that are so outlandish, literally trips that make negative money, like trips that would cost me $3 to do. How is that? Well, they'll send me 10 trips in a row that pick up in a different city 15 to 30 miles away to a pickup location that only pays $3 or $4. That way, you reject all 10 of the trips, which in turn drops the acceptance rate. So then you're unable to receive the privileges of a pro status driver. Like me, for example, I have a 5-star rating, perfect 5 stars, but my acceptance rate's like around 70%. I don't get the pro status. These are just a few of the things that have made Uber one of the most corrupt companies in the world, and it makes it very difficult to quit when you're barely surviving day to day. Because most other jobs that I can go get, I won't receive a paycheck for 2 to 3 weeks. So how am I supposed to survive until then when I'm barely surviving day to day? It's just, I feel like I'm trapped in this situation, and I don't know if I'm going to start a lawsuit, what. But that's just a few of the things on how Uber's algorithm works.